Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Artsy. For the people who have not watched my last video, in 2025, so this year, I'm trying to draw more intentionally, and what I want to do today is something that I have not tried in a while, and that is some character creation. So you might notice this weird piece of paper. I thought this was the perfect format for like a standing character, and that gave me a bit of an inspiration. And to even push this further, I thought we might go with some random color combos. So I went to my marker shelf and blindly I picked out three colors, and I ended up with these, and actually I'm pretty happy with them. I might use some different ones in the mix that are in the same hue, so for a little like shadow variation, but we'll see how this turns out. I have no reference selected. Maybe I should do that, but I'm thinking just starting. I'm gonna grab my pencil and I'm just gonna draw and see how this turns out. So, okay, we're just gonna start with a sketch, and what I usually do is I measure out like the length of the character I want it to be, and then divide that by 8s. So I think for today, we're just gonna draw a line in the middle here, and I think I want to end the feet about right there, and the head also here. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to divide this in 8 parts, especially on the top. So, and I'm just gonna leave the bottom for what it is, because the head is gonna be positioned on the top 1/8 of the character. I don't know if I want to make this like a side-facing character to like push myself even further, or a front-facing, because I'm way more comfortable with front-facing. But I'm already doing something with no reference and character creation, character design, and that's not something I'm really comfortable in. So I think I'm just gonna stick with like front view. Okay. So first off, just draw a little face in to give that some more humanness instead of it just being a circle. What I was thinking when I had these colors is like some really big, voluminous, outstanding hair. So I'm thinking maybe some buns over here, and then some flowy hair, and this one will be going behind her, so we'll not finish off that one until we've drawn the body. So with some bangs and some big front pieces. Okay, this is fully freestyle, so I'm just going off everything off the top of my head. Okay, so drawing a bit of neck in there. So now it's onto the rest of the body, and this is a middle, so her crotch area should be around here. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking instead of the like pigtails, I'm thinking of giving her some kind of headpiece behind her head and making it like one ponytail that maybe goes off to 2 different sides of the face, but keeping the bangs and the face warming pieces. Okay, so for the skirt, I'm thinking of something really flowy, or oh, I know what I want to do. I want to do one of those pants that has like flap around it, so kind of merges at the bottom, like one of those pants that has that you can tie around here. It has a long like flowy piece that you can tie around. They are there are like loose flowy pens underneath. Okay, now on to the like feet. I'm so hard with shoes. I really don't know what to do. We could just make her barefooted. That's a possibility. But I really don't know what I think of that. So kind of keep those feet front facing, I think. Like that. Make sure the toes are kind of level. And just make her barefooted. Maybe I'll put some like jewelry on her feet later, but we'll see. Okay, so all she's missing now is her like torso and some arms. But I just really don't know what to do. Okay, so her waist is around here. And I don't know, maybe a more low cut top. So there could be place for a cool necklace. Like a pendant with a pretty stone on it. That might be nice. Now just for the arms, and I think I want to make like the top really small so some skin is showing. You want to keep like a kind of geometric look. So the neckline will kind of be going in that diamond shape, following the shape of the pendant itself. But the pendant is gonna be a bit not symmetrical. I think that would be really cool. Okay, now for the arms. I think I do want to put some more like clothing on our arms and not just keep them bare. So maybe some really like long low-hanging sleeves with the end where her wrists are, or well, her wrists aren't there, but like a bit below the elbow. It kind of merges to this long point. Now we just need to do the same on the other side, but keep the height kind of the same. And then her arm's position kind of weird like this. The hand should be somewhere here, and the other hand should be here. Okay, now she looks okay. I'm really enjoying this actually. This looks really cool. But what I'm thinking is that maybe the opening of this arm should also be around here, and that this should kind of fall behind. Not really sure. Okay, what we're gonna do now is kind of erase with the kneaded eraser, so we only keep the lines we really want. So we're gonna kind of draw over it. So I'm just gonna roll this like you would with clay to make it into this large piece that can run smoothly over the paper. So we're first gonna just roll it around like this, just like it's dough actually, almost. Okay, and we're gonna more with the tip erase the part of the sleeve we didn't want anymore. And I'm seeing here like there's a weird bend in her like arm, her upper arm, that shouldn't be there. That should be there for like more the elbow. So the sleeve would be right there. Yeah, that's where I like it. I'm really enjoying this actually. This is awesome. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just draw in the lines that we want to keep and make them a bit harsher. So I think for this I'm gonna actually sharpen my pencil first. So I've sharpened my pencil, and what I like to do is take the palm of my hand and kind of sketch a bit on it. This seems weird, but sometimes when you make it really sharp, you start drying the point breaks off and a lot of pigment gets on your paper, and it's so hard to erase, so I like to do like this first. If you're wondering, I'm using a 4B pencil, 4B graphite pencil. I usually like to work with more softer pencils, so the higher the B is, the softer your pencil is, and the higher the H is, how harder your pencil is. And why I prefer like B is, to me, it just erases more easily, and I don't know, it's just smoother. It gives a softer finish, and also gives you darker lines. I'm gonna kind of give her a more elongated face, I think. Okay, drawing the neck. Gonna make a really long, sophisticated neck. Oh, that's perfect. I love that. Okay, so draw in that neckline. Kind of raise the bands of the shirt so that they go above her shoulders and you can see it's clothing that she's wearing. Make that diamond shape. Oh, this is perfect. I'm making my lines, I'm making them a bit more harsh, but not too harsh, because I'm probably gonna erase this again like I did just now with the rolling, and then go over it with colored pencils, and afterwards color it in with markers. So this is really just to see what lines of that really rough sketch I would want to keep. The hair is gonna go somewhere around here. Okay, kind of gotta see how the waist is positioned. Okay, right there. So she got those high-waisted trousers, and I gotta see how this skirt is tied around her waist. But I think if we keep it like that, it should be fine. Oh, I love that bow. That's really cute. Making those strings really long, adding some flowiness. Okay, so the line of the flap should be right there. Making sure this is a bit outward from the leg underneath. The like ankle is really low, you can't see the ankle, so maybe I'll change the feet a bit, but we'll see. Okay, so we got the pants positioned, but I'm not sure if I want to keep this band right here or erase it and like place her belly button there so that it's all like bare skin. But I think I'm gonna keep this. But like, here's my thing. This, if you get the waistband away from her, like, it's gonna be more asymmetrical, so that could look nice. But this has a bit more coverage and a bit more high-waisted, would maybe make her look taller. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. Okay, now we're gonna add in the sleeve here, so her shoulder will be right there. Okay. This is perfect. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. She's so cool. Let's think of a name for her. If you know a name for her, let me know in the comments. Now positioning this head piece. I'm thinking of maybe like, what if we did another? Do we like that? I'm gonna keep it for now. We'll see what I think of it. Okay, so I'm lightly gonna add in the rest of her arm. And I wanna think, okay, so that would connect like that. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Kind of. I need to study my anatomy a bit better. I want tiny dots around the end of her top also. I think that will look nice as decoration. Okay, now we're gonna add in her hair. First off, we're gonna do the front part. So with the face framing pieces, make sure you have some nice overlaps in your drawing. So this flowiness look really cool. We don't want it to interact with the strings we have here too much because to make it too busy. This needs to kind of follow the same flowiness. Now time to add in her bangs. I don't know if I should do really straight and then add in these big and small gaps to resemble the hair better. Yeah, that looks really cool. Those bangs. Yeah. It's turning out so cute. Okay, then from behind her head, a big ponytail will flow behind her, I think. At first, I wanted to do a bit on the front, but now we have those face framing pieces. Those are really long, so I don't want to mess up like the design, her silhouette, by adding it in front. So I'm just making that big flow again, making sure that this section, this crossing, doesn't interfere with this point, because you want that nice overlap. And then also on this side, so we're gonna draw in her shoulders, which I need to define a bit better because they're looking rough. Because like when I look at her, she's a strong character. She looks like she can fly, so she needs some strong shoulders. So we're gonna adjust that in a bit. And then the hair will flow right behind her. Oh, and this is hard because do we want to make the hair even longer so it comes down to her waist? To her ankles, I mean. And I think the answer is yes. I like my long-haired girls. So I'm thinking, like, do we want to make it like this? Or do we want to let it flow to here? Yeah, I think that's best, because then you have this S movement right here. That's really important. Okay, that looks awesome. And then for the feet, I'm not the best at drawing feet, mind you. So she has some big toes around here and some, this is awful. Maybe I'm gonna grab a reference later to see if I can make those feet better. Yeah, this is even worse. Okay. We're going to erase those. We can't work with those. Okay. I think we'll leave it like that and we'll come back to the feet later. She looks awesome. Okay, I love her. So again, we'll do the erasing. First, we're gonna just erase the like really unnecessary lines. So like in the skirt, you can see there are a lot of lines that don't matter for the drawing anymore. So we're just gonna work a small piece, try to remove those a bit. I've really improved in like the past years in drawing without a reference, and I think that's probably because I've just drawn so much I've practiced a lot and also practiced more with drawing from my imagination, but like I always advise is you can only draw something from imagination which resembles some form of reality when you've studied that certain reality. So my example is always like, if you want to draw a cow that resembles a real cow, you need to have seen a cow and drawn it while looking at it. You can't just, maybe if you have a photographic memory, but you can't just look at a cow once without your sketchbook or your paper and pencil in front of you and think like later you can draw it. That's just not the case. So if you want to learn how to draw the cow while looking at the cow, and then it doesn't matter if it's a picture or from life. Yeah, it just helps a lot. Okay, we're raising these shoulders a bit and giving her stronger shoulders. A bit more. Yeah, there we go. She's a strong woman. She can fight. She can handle some people, you know? People, beasts, creatures. And now I could also just the neckline a bit, because that was not really symmetrical. This is looking so cool. Okay, and now we're gonna also add in a bit more character to the face, maybe. Just like that. The key to drawing faces when they're not that zoomed in, when you're not drawing a portrait, is keep them simple, like with the least lines you can imagine. Is she gonna look happy or just normal? Or is she gonna look like happy? Like that? No, she's not gonna look sad. Now she looks like he doesn't want to be here. Okay. Erase that. Maybe just make her just normal. Yeah, that should be good. Now I'm looking at her head, and I don't know if her eyes are positioned in the middle. I feel like they should be a bit lower, because now the portion where her nose is really big. And if I just make a small adjustment like that, put her eyebrows around here, and like, yeah, that looks better. I mean, I hope. But she also needs some ears. She's missing ears. Okay, that looks cool. I think right now I'm gonna grab my pencils, my color pencils, try to match them to these colors, and like make the line art, which I do with my color pencils, because I really don't like using black ink or something. Okay, I think I have something figured out. Okay, so her skin tone is gonna be like a human skin tone, just a regular, I think something really pale would suit her, because these are all kind of cool tones. And then for the pants, I think we should use this green. For her top, I think we should use this purple, so we have heavier on the bottom and lighter in the middle. But then again, for her hair, we're gonna make it all pink, and that's gonna flow through the whole background. And I don't yet know what I'm gonna do for like the ring on top, but I think I'm gonna make the like stone, the magic stone, this green, and I'll see what I do with this half piece. But that's what we're gonna start off for now. So I sharpened all my color pencils, and I think we'll just get to lining it. Okay, we'll need some more erasing here, because the graphite will show through, and that's not really what you want. Then it will be a bit muddy. So make that sketch really light, and as you can see, like you almost see none of the like initial sketch lines anymore, and only the harsh lines we drew, but enough that we can still see what we want to draw. Okay, I'm gonna start with the pants because I feel like that's the biggest part of the drawing. So it's really the same as the thing we've done before, only now maybe I'm gonna make my lines a bit more flowy and thick and harsh. To get some like dynamic in the character, you know, some flowiness. Which she's just in a regular standing pose, so the pose is not dynamic in itself, but with more flowy lines, you can create more sense of dynamic. Bottom of the trousers, and of course the bow. Okay, so that's it for the trousers. I want to lay more emphasis on that line. Okay, that's perfect. Then we'll move on to the top, which is gonna be purple. Okay, so for like the skin, so the feet and the arms and like the head here, I'm gonna outline with this dark purple because of course it's just gonna be a skin tone, but I want it to stand out on its own. And I'm gonna define all of her features with the line art because it's too far away, too small to be detailed enough for like colors. Yeah, you know what, that looks cool. I still don't know what to do with the feet. I'm scared. Okay, so I decided I wanted to make the headpiece also this green, because then the weight is balanced. So you have the like sandwich dairy, like the green on top and the green on the bottom, but then also here in the middle to center it. Looks so cool. Okay, so I think the problem with the feet is that I made them too low, so it's not foreshortened enough. So I'm making that a bit lower and giving her kind of like more hoofs as feet, so she doesn't have like normal toes, but like one that deer might have or something. I like putting Japanese inspired like sandals, then sandals below her feet. I think that looks cool, but what I'm noticing is that you can see the side of the sandal from here but not from here, which means that this foot is positioned a bit more like that, so they're not like symmetrical in perspective, and I don't know what to think of that. Maybe we should just leave it be, or I should reposition this V so it moves a bit more outwardly. Choices. We could make also this so you can see this a little bit better. It's hard, drawing feet is hard. I'm gonna make the sandals maybe the pink color. That would be cute. That could be possible. Okay, so what I've learned from this is that feet are definitely something I should practice more on. But I'm pretty satisfied with this like line art. So I think it's time to move on to coloring it in with the markers. And I also picked out a color for a skin tone, and it's gonna be a bit more light and pink than like a regular skin tone would be, so it blends in with the color palette a bit more. So we're just gonna start off with that and give her her skin tone. Okay, maybe I should have really swatched the color first, because this is really pink, but now that I'm seeing it on paper, it might actually be really cute for her. Suits a bit more with like the more alien, otherworldly look I wanted to give her. It's so funny because when we started drawing this, I had no idea of what kind of character I wanted to create. I just knew that I wanted to give her like big and flowy hair, and well, she definitely got that, but I didn't expect her to turn out like galactic or something. So my plan is to just use these colors as base layer and maybe add some more shadow with some other colors, but in the same like hue. Ooh, I wanted to add these dots, but I think I can add them more as kind of maybe tattoos. So I'm gonna make this entire part the skin color. When you've made a line art that's so simple that you can just fill everything in with the color, it's so satisfying. Like, cause right now I could just use this as my own color book, and it's lovely. Okay, I think now I want to do the top, like start with the more lighter colors and then see how it builds up. This is all coming together so nice. It's looking lovely. Okay, then onto the hair. I love this pink and I'm excited to see how it looks on paper. First the shoe, maybe. Oh, it's much lighter than I envisioned. I envisioned it like being really dark on paper, but that's really not the case. Okay, so that's all for the pink. And then the only thing left is this one, this green, and I'm kind of nervous for how it looks on paper. But I'll start this. Oh, it's really dark, like the entire drawing is really light, but I think the green will give a cool contrast, like an interesting contrast. I am noticing that this marker is running out of ink, so I think I have another one of this color, so that would be nice. Maybe one that isn't drying out. Let's see if I can grab another one. I have 3. This one is much lighter. Oh, that's also kind of nice because now we get the bands in the darker color, but we can do this in the lighter shade of the same number, which is kind of confusing why it's such a different color. This is not the same shade, guys. Oh, oops, I went through the hair. Yeah, that's something I should fix later, not now. I want to create more of a pattern in the pants, so I'm being kind of rough with coloring it in. I also went out of a line here, but we're gonna fix that later, and you're gonna see how I do that. Okay, so now you can see we made a little mistake over here, and we're just gonna grab the 0 color, like the white one, and just do a whole lot of this. Just scramble it around on the paper, hoping that the tip will lift some of it up. So we're gonna switch it around so we can also use the other tip so that I can pick up the color. So it's fixed a bit. We can fix it maybe with some paint later, but the most of it is gone now. Okay, now also for the beautiful headpiece. Perfect. Okay, now it's time to add some more shading, and there are a few ways to do it. You can go over the same area with the same color and like try to make the pigment stronger, or you can use like a darker shade or a hue that shifts just a bit so it can read as darker. So yeah, let's go do all the shadows. Okay, so I found this purple, which we're going to use to darken some areas on the top. We want to create kind of a gradient. So maybe I'm going to pick an even darker color for the line here, right where it cuts off. Then we're going to grab an even darker one, I think. You can see here it's not that blended in, so we're going to go back to the lighter one. This looks really nice. It became a bit darker, which I don't know what to think about yet, but there's no turning back. Okay, on to the pants, I think. So let's see if we can find one that was a bit darker. I think I want to go in with a more like darker blue. I don't yet know what I think of the pattern, like the type of fabric I've created, the texture. But I think I'm gonna go in with some blue. Oh, I totally forgot that part. We're gonna make that blue as well. The green, I mean. I think I'm gonna use this color, so it's a bit darker and looks a bit darker on paper, so let's use it. I think we even need a darker shade to add even more contrast, but it's kind of hard finding that, so maybe we'll also use the purple. See how that turns out. Okay, so I think now that's it for coloring, but what I want to do is going with this darker purple a bit more to create some unity in a line art. Okay, so I think this is it. I think this is the drawing, the finished piece. To think that I've done this from imagination, let's just put one here, from imagination, is really cool to me, because, you know, most of the time I just use references, so to see that from the colors I picked blindly and just my imagination, I can create this, and it makes me really happy to look at it. It turned out so pretty. So if you know a name for this character, definitely let me know in the comments. It should be something like magical and outer-worldly. Oh, she looks like she's from a different planet, and she's such a like strong woman. And the only thing I would change is the feet, but I wanted to do this without a reference, and this is what came out of that. It's not that bad. It's better than the feet we drew first, but yeah, this is how it turned out. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching the video, and I want to encourage you to keep creating what you love and keep pushing yourself to go out of your comfort zone and try new things, new mediums, new techniques, new styles. And yeah, that's what I did today. I hope I can see you back on my channel, but for now, bye bye.